You wanna know something? I'm gonna become king of the pirates. What is up, guys? This is Magmade Chief Man here. Welcome back to another video. And yes, I'm wearing this hat that I got a long time ago, back when I was a wee little weeaboo that I used to be when I was 13 years old. But there's still some remnants of my weebery in this room, but this is one of them. But anyway, what am I doing? Why am I pulling out things I haven't used in like years? Well, that's because I'm going to be doing the anime book tag. Something I thought I'd never be tagged with, but according to the person who tagged me, Steve Donahue, I am Booktube's anime character, which I don't think is the case at all. Just kidding, I kind of am. I don't know. This tag never really I never thought I was gonna get tagged in this tag, but here comes Steve Donahue, and literally I have his video pulled up right now, and he's like staring into my soul. Like seriously, Steve, you have like, oh my goodness, you're just staring right at me. But anyway, what is the anime book tag? Well, what I'm going to be doing differently is because this tag goes along with different popular anime, and I'm looking at right there, and some of these I've actually really know of. Like, in fact, some of them I'm actually a pretty big fan of, which one of them I'm proud is on here, which I'm going to talk about later. But anyway, I'm not only going to give selections with the tag questions, but I'm going to talk a little about the anime themselves. So anyway, let's get into this. Alright, question number 1, Haikyuu. That's the one about volleyball, right? I don't care, I've never watched it. A book with an above and beyond beautiful friendship. Okay, apparently volleyball makes friendships. So, what did I choose for this tag? Well, question. What did I choose? Well, I could have went with the cop-out and say Of Mice and Men, but I wanted to do something different because I think I answered Of Mice and Men with a similar question in a different tag. And so I chose Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Oh my god. Oh my god. I read this during Booktubeathon and I seriously could not set this thing down. I literally finished it in just a couple hours. It was so amazingly well written. This is easily Kazuo Ishiguro's best book, even though I've only read 2. But still, this is amazing. This is absolutely brilliant. This is about a woman named Kathy who literally has 2 friends named Ruth and Tommy we follow them. The first half is more based on their childhood, and their second half is more based on their adulthood. And this gets pretty dark at some points, just warning you, but it's absolutely wonderful, and if you want to read it, I cannot recommend it enough. It's wonderful. Number 2, Bleach. I don't like Bleach at all. If you can probably tell, I'm kind of a One Piece nerd, so yeah. A book series that's way too long that you don't plan to finish. That is perfect. Perfect. Whoever made this tag, that's the perfect analogy for Bleach. And what I decided to put alongside that is the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. It is completed, but honestly, this whole book was just exposition, so I don't care. I really don't care. No. Full Metal Alchemist. Love it! Absolutely love Full Metal Alchemist. A fantasy book that doesn't have a quasi-medieval setting. Well, after thinking for such a long time, i.e., 5 minutes, I've decided to come to the conclusion that I have no answer. Why? Because I don't really read that much fantasy alone, yet alone, like, ones that don't have a medieval setting, because the ones I have read are like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And if the Dark Tower series, and this could technically count, but I've already used it for a question, so oh well. I technically have no answer for this question, so yeah. Naruto! I used to love Naruto, but after it doesn't age well when you grow up. I'm just saying that right now. A middle grade or children's series that you think is overrated. Harry Potter next! Madoka Magica I have seen Madoka Magica. That ending was great. The rest of the series is boring. I'm just saying it out there, my opinion. A book with a devastatingly sad plot twist. Spoiler territory for this brilliant book, because I can't... No spoiler. I'm gonna just hint it. And that is a book called Naoko by Keijo Higashino. This actually fits because it's a Japanese book for Japanese anime book tag. I'm clever! But anyway, Naoko, this book is about a man whose wife died, and that's not a spoiler, that's literally on the back of this book. This is about a man whose wife dies, and in a ski bus accident, and in that accident as well was his daughter, Monami, I think is her name. And she goes into a coma, and when she wakes up about a week later, she's pretty much Naoko. And it gets confusing, but it's so great. It's so great. This is, like, I'm on a major Japanese literature kick right now, and this is so far the best book I've read in that kick. It's absolutely wonderful. And the thing I like the most about this book is that plot twist at the end. I'm not gonna say what it is, but let's just say things go 180. Let's just say things go 180. So, this is my choice. If you haven't read Naoko, go check it out. It's fantastic. Unbelievably good. Alright. Ooh! This is the one I'm proud for people having on there. Baccano! A book about these. Okay, I just gotta stop here for a minute. Let me just say, Baccano is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen in my entire life. Holy mother of God. It's about like this, it's like 3 colliding stories. This show could have easily messed up, but it's just glorious. It's literally 3 plots in one. One about a train robbery, one about like this sister trying to find her lost brother, and one about alchemy. And it's or immortality with alchemy, but whatever. It is so amazingly great. If you haven't seen Baccano, if you're gonna watch one anime, that or Full Metal Alchemist. Baccano's unbelievably good. But a book about thieves, City of Thieves. I've talked about this book numerous times, so yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. I talked about more about Baccano than City of Thieves, but oh well. Gangsta, a series that was never officially finished, but that you wish were. Gangsta is like, that's, I've never heard of that. So, I really have no answer for this one as well, because I don't really read that many series, and the series that I do are completed, so, yeah. Sword Art Online, one of the worst animes I've ever seen in my entire life, and I haven't even seen, like, I stopped after the first arc. I thought it was horrible. And I've heard it gets even worse, so I haven't even touched I think I watched the first episode of the second arc, and I just said, I'm done. That show's awful. But a book with a beautiful cover, but disappointing content. This may be a little controversial, not really, because it's booktube, but it's the Iliad by Homer. This cover's absolutely gorgeous, and I do love the Odyssey. But this one's really boring. It really isn't that good. It's really a pioneer in like that historical fiction genre, because it really talks about the Trojan War, and it's just not my cup of tea, guys. It really isn't my cup of tea. And it's just, Homer's writing isn't spectacular in this. It has a lot of boring parts. I got about a quarter of the way through it, but it's just not that good. I don't really like it. So if you like it, that's perfectly fine, but it's just not my cup of tea. And I DNF'd it. Well, I didn't DNF it because I think I'm going to eventually get back to it because it's such a staple in literature, but right now I put it on hold. What is this show? Food Wars? Since when was there an anime about food? And when was there a war about it? So anyway, a book you were surprised you really liked. I'd be surprised if I liked Food Wars. Oh my goodness. But, hold on, I'm searching up Food Wars right now. I don't care what anybody says. Oh my goodness, it's like the first thing I type in when I see food, and... Oh. Alright. Alright, I just saw a pair of breasts, so... That's something. But, a book that you were surprised you really liked. So, Audition by Ryu Murakami. How does that... Legitimately, it's like the same last name as Haruki Murakami. How did I mess that up? But, Ryu Murakami, this book is incredibly thin, and I don't think I'm going to read any more from this guy, but I did really like this book. This is about a man who loses his wife, because every Japanese book is about... I want you guys to count how many times in a Japanese book does the protagonist lose his wife. I'm just gonna set that challenge up. Do it if you want to. But this book is about a man who loses his wife, and he has an audition to have a new wife. And then somebody finally goes in, and she's crazy, and things happen. So, audition. This book got turned into a massive movie in Japan. I've never seen the movie, but this book was actually really good. I read it in one sitting. It was a really easy read and a breezy read as well. It was legit. I could be like this, not that fast, but you know what I mean. I read it really quickly, like in an hour or so. But yeah, it's a really good book. If you want to check it out, it's more style over substance, but there is a lot of substance there. So. Yeah, I recommend this book. It's actually really good. Sailor Moon! Fighting evil by moonlight, whatever it is. Fighting evil by moonlight, I don't know. I've never watched Sailor Moon. An older book with a classic girl power feel to it. Bell Jar! Girl power! Actually I shouldn't say that because the Bell Jars are really depressing, but it's a feminist work. It's overall pro-woman, so even though it's depressing. But it is a really good book, and it's really stuck with me. In fact, I'm debating bumping this up to a 4-star because it stuck with me really well. And I'm actually debating on rereading this sometime in my college years. So, yeah, The Bell Jar. It's a really good book, and it's about girls! Girl power! Even though I'm not a girl, but girl power! Yay! Log Horizon. A book that sounds similar to others, but it does it better. Now, I'm just cheating with this because it's pretty much just an excuse to me to rant about this book because it's now one of my new favorite books of all time. I read it last weekend, and it's so good. It is so good. I swear. And that is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Oh, you'll probably see the title there. Crime and Punishment, guys! Unbelievably good! Unbelievably good! This is about a man named Raskolnikov, I think is how he pronounces his name, but he commits murder, and then stuff happens, and that's literally not a spoiler. It's literally, if there was like a blurb to this book, that'd be in the blurb. Legitimately, this makes not only every murder story feel sorry for itself, it makes every psychological thriller feel sorry for itself, even the ones I love, like The Dinner or so, and this book, it's so beautifully written. Dostoevsky is such an amazing writer. I forgot how amazing Dostoevsky really was as a writer. So, I cannot recommend this book enough. I personally think it's the great Russian novel, and just Crime and Punishment. Read it now! And finally, Black Butler. I don't like Black Butler at all. I think it's pretty cringy, if you ask me. But, a series you liked when you were younger, but now cringe at. Now, this may confuse some people because I have this as a 1-star rating, and I consider it one of my least favorite books of all time. But somehow I used to like it as a kid, and now looking back on it, it's an absolute piece of crap. And that's The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The Hunger Games just... No. It's one of those type of stories that I always hate. If you're gonna read The Hunger Games, just go read Battle Royale. That book is a million times better. And it does everything that The Hunger Games does, just without all the rebellion and dystopian crap that you see in every other book nowadays. So, and I know it's supposed to be a pioneer in the genre, but it really isn't. It really isn't. Even though it's supposed to, it really isn't. It's just Battle Royale. A less, like, gritty version of Battle Royale. More about lovey-dovey and it's more sugar-coated. So, I don't know what voice I did just there, but... It's not that good, guys. I didn't like it. In fact, I kind of hated it. So I tag anybody who wants to do this tag because I feel like this is an interesting tag to say the least. But, yeah, that's the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below on what you guys thought of this tag. And I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a long while. I'm going to try to upload a lot this Labor Day weekend because I have a 3-day weekend. So anyway, I'm Mega Man Chief Man, and I'll see you later, guys.